What's going on, everybody? My name is Doug. Welcome to the channel. I'm very glad to see you guys here today. We're going to be listening to Modus Vivendi by 070 Shake, 070 Shake, 070 Shake. I don't know how you say it, but let me know in the comment section. I'm gonna just say 070 just because that's what sounds right to me. But yeah, we're gonna be listening to her latest album, Modus Vivendi. It dropped the same day as Circles. But I wanted to give Circles a little bit of time to breathe. I wanted to give the Circles video a little bit of time to breathe on the channel. And yeah, I'm just really excited to be listening to this too, though, because I was introduced to 070 Shake on Kanye West's Ye album, and she just really impressed me. And so I'm just excited to see what she's presenting on this project, what she's got for us to listen to here. This is 14 tracks long, I believe. 14 tracks long. It's about 45 minutes long, I think. So yeah, I'm not gonna waste too much of your time. We're gonna get into it. You guys know how to support the channel, so I'm gonna let you do your thing and I'm gonna do my thing. Let's get into it. The first track is Don't Break the Silence.
But she said she knows she need time. Till then I'ma drink.
A beautiful introduction. Don't Break the Silence was really wavy. It's got this very cool, robotic, futuristic vibe to it that I feel like is very inspired by Kid Cudi. Specifically, Man on the Moon had that futuristic kind of like feeling to it, that very robotic, futuristic feeling. And so, this kind of reminds me of that. And even the colors on the cover art remind me of Man on the Moon. I don't know what it is about that, but that's just really interesting. It's very spacey. I love the use of auto-tune and the layering of the vocals to create harmonies and to create an ambience and an atmosphere. I think that it's really creative. I think it sounds great and it's interesting. It's an interesting introduction to the track, or to the project. So that's also really good. It kind of grips the listener. It's really nice. Track 2 is Come Around.
Come on, love, baby, I'm in need.
I'm gonna turn this up.
Come on, love, baby, I'm in need. Come on, love, baby.
Yeah, so again, Come Around is very similar to Don't Break the Silence in that it's all about building ambience, atmosphere, a mood, and it's almost like I'm stopping it after every track to give commentary, but if you listen to the track list in order from 1 onwards, it's almost like Don't Break the Silence builds into Come Around, which builds into whatever this is going to be, and it's almost like everything so far has just been building up to something great here. It's almost like the rising action in a movie. That's almost what this feels like in this project so far. There's nothing too climactic happening yet, but all of it is very interesting and gripping, and it kind of just pulls your attention in more and more and more, and builds this crazy atmosphere to climax maybe somewhere around here, because it looks like the track after this might be a skit. So we'll see what track 3 has for us. It's called Morrow. Very Kanye-esque. Kid Cudi.
But still she don't know. I know, it's hard to swallow. I don't know if I'll be here tomorrow. Press your heart, you're gonna know, cause it's destined. You feel it in your intention.
This sounds great. Wow. Definitely a climactic moment. So definitely feels like listening to this. You've got to listen to 1 and 2 before building into 3. It builds up the energy, builds up the tension. It's like the entire rising action to the climactic Morrow. It's such an awesome song. Definitely getting a whole lot of Kanye and Kid Cudi vibes from it. It's very electronic. It's very futuristic. It's got a lot of distorted sounds, layered vocals with loads of auto-tune to really give it that processed sound, but it sounds really fun. It sounds really great. It almost sounds like if the Weeknd feature could kind of fit on here with the new lane that he's really been going towards. I think that it would have sounded very nice, very Starboy-esque. I really like that song. I think that it's tremendous. Yeah, it feels like, I would say normally of a track that's 4 minutes long that it's too long, but we do get interesting instrumentals towards the end of the track to play us out, and they switch up and they add leads and they add solos, and so it never really feels like it's going on for too long. So I think that that was really well done as well and deserves some praise, because normally a track that is about 4 minutes long would feel like it's dragging on, and this one, for me personally, didn't really feel like that. So track 4 is It's Forever featuring the Ebonies, and it's 17 seconds long, so I'm presuming it's a skit, and I'm going to be letting it play into track 5, Rocket Ship. This is a very popular sample.
I heard the message you relay on.
Using that 808 and that snare definitely reminds me of something off of Yandi that was never released. I think specifically it was 80 Degrees. It's got that very oomphy 808. I don't know how to say it. It's got this really crazy thump to it, but they use the little perk, the wood block, as a snare. You know what I mean? And something about that combination immediately kind of screamed Yandi to my ears.
Baby, think it's straight. I wanna be this way. Fuck this shit. And ain't nobody stopping this rocket shit. And ain't nobody stopping. Moving slow, increasing speed. Take it low, you only see.
This track definitely isn't as energetic as some of the earlier ones. It's definitely got more of that background music kind of feeling to it. Still very much in lane with the sound that she's been going for in this entire project. Very futuristic and ethereal. It sets a very nice atmosphere. It's pleasant to listen to. It's not something that's extremely dark and gritty. It's fun. I don't know. I'm going to have to listen to it a few more times, though, to really get a handle on it. Because right now, it's really just kind of sounding like interesting background music for me. You know what I mean? Track 6 is Divorce.
Did you ever say you wanna?
Very tough to get a sense of the rhythm on this track. It feels very hectic, especially with the percussion in the background and the bongos going ham, really. It feels like it's in 4/4, and it's double timed because the snares are on every third beat. It's got a really mellow, kind of slow vibe to it though. But those bongos really make it kind of tough, especially at first with no vocals, to get a handle on the rhythm of the track.
Only see you when I'm wanted. You don't know just why you hate this so much. But you went on, you spilled your wine. Me and you were one. That was once, now we're two.
I think the instrumentals throughout the entire project have just been the highlight to me personally, because that's always what I pick on immediately on first listens. I always dive in more to lyrics with subsequent listens, and the first time around I always just pick up more on instrumentals and the vibes. And I feel like really the production on this project has just been phenomenal at creating atmospheres and ambience and vibes. Really, it's got a specific sound, and it's been very consistent. It's been very well executed. Now, in terms of the lyrics that I did pick up, it sounds like this is about going through a divorce and wanting somebody to leave you. Maybe you're in a relationship that you just don't want to be in anymore. It's a very strange track. I'm honestly starting to feel like we're coming up on halfway here. I'm starting to feel like maybe this one would have been better for a review where I listen to this multiple times and then come with my thoughts. Because the first time around, there's really so much to pick up on. It's a little overwhelming. Who knows? Maybe I'll do a final thoughts video on it. Track 7 is The Pines.
But I don't wanna go all lonely. Right now I need to grow. Go right now I gotta go. Headed home to a different time. Go out, get the fires out, babe. Don't you let it go out. Tonight. Where did you sleep? Where the sun don't ever shine, shine. Where the sun don't ever shine, shine.
I was expecting at some point some harder drums to drop, really. That kind of felt like that was missing from this track. I like the energy towards the end with the very distorted vocals and the strings. And I'm starting to think for certain that I'm going to have to do a final thoughts video on this project, because I'm at a loss for words going, through it the first time around. So much that I know that I'm not picking up on lyrically. There's so much that I can talk about musically here that really, it's a very overwhelming sensation. I'm kind of lost in it the first time around. So I'm going to have to listen to this 3 or 4 more times and write out a final thoughts video for it. And that'll be out sometime this week for certain, just absolutely certain, because the review portion of this video is going to be tough to do because I really don't know what to say. It's very interesting. That's for sure, for certain. It's gripping, it's chaotic, it's dark and gritty, but at times it's ethereal and pleasant. Interesting the way that she plays with the dynamics in her music, distortion, but at the same time we've got the quiet sounds as well. The lack of drums sometimes can be an interesting choice. I don't always agree with it, but it helps to keep everything kind of in check, because at the same time, if we did have drums during that last portion of this track, everything might have been very chaotic and loud and hectic, just like the background noise. Next track is Guilty Conscience.
Fuck that, do that shit, shoot that bitch, and you avoid
Voice in my head, I hear what it says. This time I won't, this time I won't.
I wasn't agreeing with the 808 choice there, but then the kick came in and I really saw how that fit. The kick really made that 808 make sense. It sounds great paired with that kick. That 808 paired with the kick. Without it, it doesn't really sound as good. And I was really just about to say something when the kick came in and really changed my mind. So I'm not going to second guess the production choices. I love that little doo-doo-doo-doo. That little key is perfect. It really adds so much to this. I'm excited about this one. Definitely getting like a really retro 80s pop vibe from that one, and I'm really excited about it. That sounds awesome to me. I'm loving the production choices, the modern elements, the modern hip-hop elements mixed with some of those pop synths and keys just sound incredible to me. Like I said about the 808, I wasn't really happy with the way that it sounded until the kick came in, and then it meshed really well with the rest of the production, so I'm very happy about that. Because normally those drum sounds, they get to me. If I hear one drum sound that I don't like, I just can't help. I just can't ignore it. You know what I mean? So I'm very happy that that worked out. This is one of my favorite tracks so far. Definitely one of the most approachable and easiest to listen to the first time around. It makes sense immediately. A lot of these songs don't make sense off the first listen. And this one just really sounds great to my ear. It's exciting, it's fun. Yeah, for sure. That's one of the ones that I'm happiest with on this first time around. So next track is Microdosing. The guitar and the strings sound awesome. That little synth towards the end was really interesting. Had a very nice vibrato to it. It was a really interesting lead. Definitely caught me a little bit off guard, for sure. I wasn't expecting it. This one's, again, it's kind of got like that really interesting and fun background music kind of vibe to it. There's not too much going on lyrically that I could really tell, and so it really sounds like it's perfect to just put on in the background while you're doing other things. But I really like the atmosphere that it creates. I really like the way that it sounds, for sure. Next track is Nice to Have.
But you're being naked, but they say I'm safe in your arms. And if I die in your, yeah, she stares at you like you're the only thing there for her. Just a second, in the city getting fit, I'ma start, don't you forget it.
So this one apparently is all about how nice it would be to have somebody to be in a relationship with her, to have somebody to love her and be there when she wakes up. And it's really interesting musically. It does feel like this one does go on a little bit too long. It's almost 4 minutes long. I could have done with maybe 30 or 40 seconds off of this for sure, but it's still a very pleasant track. It's definitely not as aggressive and harsh as some of the other ones. I like it. It's nice. Track 11 is Under the Moon.
Blood is seeping through your soul. It stays under the moon. I wanna get high, like we can live in it, under the same sky when you're missing it.
I actually zoned out a lot during that one. That one is very easy to get lost in. It's very easy to zone out to. The instrumentals are perfect for kind of, making you lose yourself a little bit and just staring off into nothing, just kind of listening to everything that's going on around you. The vocals, the instrumentals, the leads, it's all kind of hypnotizing in a way. That was interesting, and I'm sure I'll have more to say on it in the next video that I do on this album for sure. Daydreaming, which makes sense, is the next track.
I be in space in the days, are you telling me things? I see your face, but I never really heard. I mean anything less, anything less. I mean anything less. Ain't gonna hit to the don't go fishing. Yeah, so if you want it, then you gotta come and get it. Yeah, and my eyes.
This flow is so Kid Cudi. I didn't really like that one that much. First listen, maybe it'll grow on me. Doesn't make too much sense to me. It just kind of feels like a throwaway a little bit. Next track is Terminal B.
When you take the shot, look within my eyes for you sipping your prison. Washing, Why does she never leave me for it? Wanna be free for a night, but not too far in love.
Yeah, that one for sure feels like it goes on for too long. That one's 5 minutes and 30 seconds long, which is great if you're listening to it in the background and you're doing something else while it's playing, but sitting down and trying to listen to it all the way through and talk about it, it's tough. It's long. The last track is Flight 319.
Alice in me, split by three. My soul, my mind, and my flesh. Oh, I'll never know.
I don't know, it's been a while since I felt myself like this speechless, you know what I mean? There's this, I don't know what to say about this album, 070 Shake is a really exciting artist in that she's creative and her sound is unique, and there's not really too many other people that are doing what she's doing right now. This mixture of like pop and rock and synth wave and this like futuristic music is very interesting, but it's a little tough to grasp on the first time around, in my opinion, for me personally, because I don't really listen to this a whole lot, this style of music, and just so many layers in the music that sometimes it's hard to pick up on the lyrics. And I always have an ear for production first, so I always pay attention more so to the instruments and to the vibe of the track before actually listening to what the person is saying. And so really, I'm kind of a loss for words, because the production is so interesting and so futuristic and so creative and mind-blowing. You kind of get lost in it as you listen to it, and you zone out and you daydream, and you kind of just like fall into these songs. And by the time the song is over, you realize you didn't pick up on a single thing she said, and it's kind of one of the risks that you have to take if you make music that is very focused on vibes and on production, is just having people not pay as much attention to what you're saying the first few times around until they actually look up the lyrics and pay attention to what you're saying. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people will come to listen to this for the vibes and for how wavy it is, and I do think that the vibes are great. But I do have to listen to it a whole lot more to get a gist of what she's saying and things like that. So those are kind of my thoughts on this project. The first time around, it really is very easy to lose yourself. And so I'm not certain that this album is really great for reactions, really. It's more so a review type of album. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section, and be on the lookout later on this week for the follow-up video for this project, because I'll have more concise, clear, and well-formed opinions on this project. then, for sure. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in another video very soon. Until then, stay safe, guys, as always. Peace out.